Okay, so Monday, 20th of July, 2026, so Adrian's daily vlog, sharing smart stuff one should know. Static versus dynamic adventures. Goals or no goals? How active do you want to be? How much of a change of scenery do you want? Do you want to do something unique and cool, like climbing mountains? And how badly do you want to escape and change your day-to-day life? So, one very subtle thing I've come to realise with travel is how active of an adventure do you want it to be? I did a video a year, two or so years ago now, talking about have goals of travel and make it more unique, make it more challenging. That the more complex the travel plan and itinerary is, the more you will see, change, experience, feel, etc., etc. If you just go down the road, it takes no planning whatsoever. Therefore, the return on adventure, so to speak, is next to nothing. It's not going to be exciting, unique, life-changing, etc. Because I think about, a little fondly we could say, when I went to Ireland in April 2024, and I did loads of videos as well. And I remember doing a video on the 30th of April, I'm sure 29th or 30th of April in Dublin Airport, talking about travel and see the world. And I think about it fondly because I did a lot of things, a lot of adventures, a lot of obstacles, and the main mission, or three missions, were climb 3 mountains. Mission accomplished, 3 flights, 5 Airbnbs, amazing. Nice little loop around Isle of Man, Ireland, Killarney, Dublin, very nice. And because it was very active, and I had certain specific goals and objectives that were met and achieved, it was very memorable. And then you can go deeper to say, right, well, to what extent are you using adventure and travel to escape day-to-day life, which indicates that day-to-day life has to be changed. Otherwise, you're going from one bad situation to a change of scenery, back to the bad situation again, so to speak, as opposed to changing the bad situation to make it more bearable. Now, you can also say that it's a change of scenery with regards to a character building exercise. And that, I think, is important with regards to travel. Meaning that when you go to these places and you do cool, amazing things, it puts hair in your chest. You grow as a person, as an individual. You become more resourceful. I still remember the main key lesson I learned from going to a road trip around Scotland, July 2021. And that was 2 weeks, 2,000 or so kilometers, that I felt more resourceful. It's these unique challenges, therefore active adventures, that makes you grow, that makes you comfort zone, usual stuff like that. But you do stuff, you achieve things, you grow in meaningful ways. And then you could say, to what extent do you want to grow and have meaningful adventures? Well, you go and you have a definitive objective. For example, a few weeks ago I drove other side of this big hill over here, other side of that, in 200 kilometers in El Salvador here. So that was a specific adventure, the specific goal. Go over there and do a nice little loop. Purpose, on purpose, mission accomplished. Because by all means, it's nice to have a relaxing holiday. By all means, nothing wrong with that. But go deeper. And I'm being practical, see it as a character building exercise. Pick a goal, something worthwhile. Go somewhere, mountains and marathons, you name it, and do it. Go out into the world. Go out into the world there and do cool, amazing, challenging stuff. Go to the household names. Go and see famous places in the world. I did a video in April 2024 as well in Stonehenge. How cool is that? Things like that. So just go into the world and do stuff, but make it active so it's memorable. That's why I still think about, not like yearning or anything, but just think about fondly April 2024, me going to Ireland and thinking, I am so glad I did that. So glad I pushed to make it happen. Because you can go deeper to say regret. Now, in January 2025 and January 2026, I could have gone to Lerwick, the far north of Scotland, for the event, the Up Heli-A, some Viking event. I could have gone to that. I didn't. Any regret? Not really, no, because it'll still be there. Likewise, I still plan to go to the Isles of Scilly, in the far southwest of the UK. What an adventure that will be, off the coast of Cornwall, to go to that part of the UK. And now I think about it, going to Sark in the Channel Islands, where cars aren't allowed, will be a very unique place to go as well. Because understand at a deep level that when you travel, in terms of as a relationship, with her, it builds a bond. Going through difficulty and challenges together, and I did a video about this as well, do active things together in a relationship. When you go with her on adventure, it almost doesn't matter what really, but do things together, even as simple as a roller coaster, but going on road trips, climbing mountains together, builds a strong relationship. And that's a bit of a hack with regards to psychology and relationships and women, but that's quite powerful. Because then you could say, but at an even deeper level, to say, this is nice. Travel, great, you grow, amazing things, you grow as an individual, you do stuff, great. But you're by yourself. No, you don't want to be by yourself, because you could even think, ooh, who's laughing at me, who's sniggering at me, why is he by himself, where's his girlfriend, where's his wife, that kind of stuff. Well, she's here, she's there, she's over here, things like that. If you do adventurous things with her, it builds a strong bond, and builds unique memories as well. Priceless, an absolute powerful combination, powerful psychology as well. You do things like climbing mountains together, or mountains in general, going on road trips, going on, in Ireland, kissing the Blarney Stone. Just do it, make it happen. Again, a specific goal, very achievable, very quantifiable. You do that, and together, that's an amazing experience. And yes, I was at the Blarney Stone, November 2022. Yeah, about a year before I started all these videos, as a matter of fact. So yes, yeah, very important. Go out into the world, do active things, change your scenery, grow, become a wiser, better, internally, intrinsically, become better, stronger, wiser, faster, more resourceful. Expand that comfort zone. Be more competent. Be more competent in life. Able to drive both sides of the roads, able to speak more languages, things like that. And when you do it with her, it just builds a stronger relationship, a stronger bond. That's priceless, absolutely priceless. Yeah. But otherwise, Adrian's daily vlog, sharing smart stuff mentioned now. Subscribe for more, and you will see me tomorrow.